Assalamualaikum. Right. Okay, I didn't realize it was recording. Okay, now I went through the paper, yeah, and I realized that, right, okay. I realized, yeah, I was attempting this, yeah. Okay, now this one, right, went through the paper, did the questions, and there were some examples, right, of, I don't know, is it from your lecturer? Okay, so I came up with this. The following question is based on Article 1. State 3 requirements that graduates need to be employees, and then this was found. I believe this is the answer, yeah? The 3 requirements that graduates need to be employees are there are actually 5, yeah, 5, and then I took 3 of these, yeah. So what happens is you just put them in a sentence lah. Right, this is quite straightforward. This one is basically paraphrasing the following sentence. So you know how it is when it comes to paraphrasing, just move words around, use synonyms, yeah, use your own words, read and write the text without looking at it. So what happens is you need to look at the text and then put it away and write what you understand from it, yeah, using words that are usually different, but of course there's some words which are not replaceable. Okay, so the 2 false impressions that graduates have in securing a job. Okay, so these are the impressions. The students seem to think that these are what is what is needed, yeah, or what are needed. But the thing is, it differs compared to what the employers think, yeah. So this basically says that the students believe one thing and the employers believe a different thing, yeah, they believe something else. So you need to carefully look for the 2 false impressions, and these were the impressions I got. Now, the following questions are based on Article 2. Usually, when you talk about the main idea in a paragraph, it must be the first sentence, right? So the first sentence has the main idea, and then subsequent sentences support the main idea. So these would be the major supporting details. So in other words, the paragraph is about, the preceding paragraphs, yeah, the paragraphs before this paragraph were basically on the misalignment, yeah, so between students, institutions, and executives, right? So this summarizes the whole thing, and it's about, responding to this misalignment, yeah, the discrepancy between students, institutions, and executives. So what do we do? Yeah. So the thing is, these stakeholders, students, institutions, and executives have to play a part in ensuring that the misalignment is not there. Right. So supporting detail 1, what should higher education do? Supporting detail 2, what should businesses do? Okay. Now this is basically talking about the implied. Yeah. Question 5, implied main idea. So what was implied? What can we infer? What can we guess? What can we interpret from the main idea? It's saying that there's some people who have the wrong perception of the concept of worship by believing that they do not have to work, but can focus on worshiping alone. And of course, in Islam, that's not how it is. You've got to work and do work, basically, for Allah's sake. Yeah, you need to please Allah and so forth. So this is basically the wrong perception, and this is an implied main idea where some people seem to have this wrong perception. Okay, and then of course you have the scholars who talk about, well, the scholar, yeah, Al-Ghazali, who talks about what worship means, and then the fact is that you can't just do dua, isn't it? Yeah, you can't just perform dua supplication and then for Allah's blessing, for Allah's sustenance, but you don't work. You have to do both, right? You have to do both. So there must be that balance between both, right? This is summarizing the scholar's view. I looked at the example because in blue this seems to be the example for the answer, isn't it? Yeah, an example of the answer for this question. So what happens is I simply reworded it, and I don't like the fact that it's it's in a numbering form. So when it's in a numbering form, what happens is, I mean, that's not how a summary should be, but I'm not quite sure how your lecturer has taught you on this one. So, you just go here and then you see it's 119 words. Yeah. So you just sort of run your mouse through this and select the text, and then you can see there's 119 words, as you know how to count. Yeah. But the thing is, of course, in your exam, you'll be having to count manually. And what happens is this first part, if you look at the example, I emulated the example a bit. I, copied the example a bit. The first part is basically summarizing what the scholars have said. And then Prof. Kamal Hassan has basically written down, mentioned the different traits or features, or and the thing is, you need to sort of reword them a bit, and put them down, because the whole idea is suggested traits of work ethics in Islam. And as you can see, it's they are there, and what I did was simply to list them out, right? Okay, the next one is basically me using the example, and I cut some words out, because the thing is, the example was more than 600 words, and this is what you need. So you need to go further into this example and cut things out. I'm not sure why the example is more than 600 words. It should really go by this number of words. And then, okay, it should include a clear thesis statement. So this would be the thesis statement, right? So the thesis statement summarizes the main points, isn't it? Yeah, the 3 main points. And then you need at least 3 of the APA citation techniques. So I can see that there are several, or there is one long quotation. This is a long quotation, right? And then it's a block quotation because it is, there are more words, meaning to say there are, if you look here, any quotation containing 40 or more words should be formatted as a block quote. So this is the block quote, right? So this is how it should be written. So there should be some kind of indentation. This one doesn't have single line spacing though. This one I put here as having single line spacing. If you don't, perhaps something like that is more accurate. And as you can see, you have Zimmer here cited, and then the page number at the end. So this is exactly what was taken from Zimmer, and it was taken from one of the articles, obviously. So let's see which article. So this one, Zimmer. No, sorry, the third one was about Islamic ethics, Zimmer. So obviously this is Zimmer, Zimmer 2014, and the previous sort of paraphrasing was from Marshall, 2008. I think it was a paraphrase. Sorry. Okay. Now, okay, so make sure that those 3 elements are there. And right, so 3 main points are there, and all 3 articles are incorporated, and at least 3 of the APA citation techniques. So you needed to have you need to have a short or long quote, you need to paraphrase, summarize, synthesize, right? So perhaps this would be the easier ones. So there are some indications of paraphrasing happening and summarizing happening, because you make the different content brief. Okay, so this would be a long quote, right? And I would think that Marshall reported this would be more of a paraphrasing technique. And then, of course, the whole summarization could basically be, you summarizing in the thesis statement. That could be the idea of summarizing happening. And then you can see this is the third point, and then what happens is, if you notice, you have the first point, and this is a topic sentence, and then there's a concluding sentence, right? So what does this mean? And this is the support, right? And then this is the topic sentence, and this would be the concluding sentence, and this would be the topic sentence, and this would be the concluding sentence. And then, of course, this would be a recap, yeah, of the 3 main points. So that's it really. I think the paper is doable, and I think you will do well. So yeah, so look at the questions carefully, right? Read the questions carefully, look out for the keywords, answer everything that's needed, right? And then remember how to summarize, how to do citations, right? How to synthesize as well. Go and look at your notes again from your lecturer, and learn and memorize how to do the APA. I would think it would be APA 7th edition citation techniques. And she's talking about, from this question, she's obviously talking about in terms of summarizing, in terms of synthesizing, in terms of paraphrasing. Yeah, so this would be what she wants you to do when she asks about APA citation techniques. All right, so now this example is a bit longish, right? It's long, and as you can see, it's about 568 words. This has to be cut down, right? So I didn't cut it. I cut some words down out of this whole thing. I did not cut more, the remaining number of words that are needed to be cut. So I leave it to you to decide how you want to cut that. So perhaps you want to summarize this part to make it, more brief. All right, so all the best. See you later. Bye.